Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tekkit Classic with the CrazyGrape. And in case you haven't noticed yet, I have gotten a new microphone for Christmas, and it should sound a lot better. One of the drawbacks, I now have to get soundproofing, like those little foam panels in my room, and also my keyboard is a lot more apparent. I don't know, if you were bugged by that before, then you're definitely going to be bothered by it now, so my apologies for that, but there's not really much we can do about it. Anyways, I was looking through some of the APIs for computer craft, and I have found out that we actually can set it up to have both an up and down system, so that we can actually lower our closed door so that it's flush with the bottom here. Let me show you right now, guys. So currently, if we come down here, plop down our turtle and tell it to close the door, it does that, but it looks like this, which it's one block up, and we want it to be flush with the bottom, as I have already said. But the way I was doing things with the code, this was not possible, because I was having it send out pulses to the different colored wires on each side, and then it was going through and activating each of these. However, I found that here, if we get a computer here, we can actually take and set the output specifically of different colors that we want it to do that, or to do this with. Here, I should take that off my hotbar. So if we come here and, nice. Okay, so here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna have these two right here, and if we open up the Lua prompt, we can do set, wait, it was redstone.set bundled output, and then we say the side, so this would be the back, and then for this we would use a command called colors.combine, and then what we do is we pass it two different colors, which would be colors.blue and then colors.yellow. Oh, yellow. And so we do that, and then it turns on both of these. You see how it's a brighter red right there than it was before. And if we want, we can just have it like that to set it specifically to the blue, and the yellow's turned off right now if you can see that down there. And we can make use of this actually, and instead of just telling it to output on a side, we can just have bundled cable probably out the back, and then we can connect this all up together and tell it, hey, I want you to output the colors for only this color, and then it activates all of those, and we can do it with multiple at once, so that's pretty cool. One of the nice things as well, or not as well, just the nice thing about it is that we can add up these as well. So I'm probably going to do that, and it's just going to take some modified code only on the end of the door controller here. So I'm going to do that right now and get right back to you when it is done. And also, I'm going to be doing a paste of this code in the description as well. If you want to check it out, put it in your own builds or computer, put this in your base. And I'm going to be leaving it a bit more ambiguous. I'm not going to be including the specific timings and pulses of this, just so, I mean, I don't expect you to be making the exact same door, but I'm going to be adding comments into the code that tell you, you know, this is where you put your sequence. This is how I normally do it. This is where you put this, that, and the other. And I'm also going to be including the code for what I have put in the turtle sesame here. So that, I mean, I put it in the last video as well, but just so that you'll have it in both. You know, you won't have to navigate around. So, with that out of the way, I'm going to be editing the code to handle this. And also going to be wiring up these. The way I'm thinking of doing it is the like dark blue color is going to be what pulls it up, and then the yellow color is what pushes it down. So we got it wired, I think. Yep, everything's looking all connected. It's starting to look really colorful down here. And now for the code. This is going to be interesting. Probably not too difficult, to tell you the truth. Excellent, it works. And after modifying the code, I realized it's probably unnecessary for me to make a completely new paste. However, I'm going to be including them anyway, just because this episode is related to it, and it is after the program was completed. So if we go open, so it pulls it up, and then opens, which is really cool, in my opinion. And so if we go here, you know, as I've said multiple times already, it is in the description. However, I'm going to pull up the code itself so that you can see. Alright, that's why I had the computer this way. So, I didn't show you guys this, I don't think, but yeah, there's a disk drive in here that's named to whether the door's opened or closed, and you'll need that in order to get it set. So if we go here, edit, start up. So right here is where the door, like where all the code is that starts the door opening. And so it sets it on the color blue, and then, so essentially, when you set the bundled output to a different set of colors, it turns off the ones that were on if they're not in the next one. And you need to turn the redstone off and then back on in order to get the frame motors to go twice. And so since the next set of the bundled output that we're doing after the blue here does not contain regular blue, we don't have to worry about it. However, after we turn on the light blue to get the frame motor activated, and we look here, and the next set includes the light blue, it's the light blue and cyan, we have to turn it off and then reset the bundled output. And if you set this right here to 0, then that turns everything off. So yeah, that's basically everything here. Yeah, that's about it. One of the things that is probably a little bit important to note here is that when we're closing the door, we need to activate this up-down mechanism last, but when we're opening the door, we need to activate it first. Although that could go without saying, probably. But yeah, that's done, and the door is like this. And now one of the questions is, what else should we do for this episode? Because we're not that far through it. One of the things that I've had, that I set up over here, was a scrap producing machine. yeah, this, even with a Mark 1 collector, it's just, it outpaces this very basic recycler. And I just have it all feeding into here. When we eventually get a nuclear reactor up and running, we're going to be... No, wait, a Mass-Fabricator. Once we get that running, we're going to be feeding this scrap into it. Probably gonna have it powered by a nuclear reactor. Just figured I'd get a giant stockpile of this going while we can, since there's not much else that we're using this power for anyway. In fact, might be worth making some overclocker upgrades, just to the point where this power level maybe doesn't go down, but so that it's using power as fast as this can make it, so that we're not wasting any with these windmills just sitting there. So let's see, how do we make that again? So an overclocker upgrade, we need coolant cells, electronic circuits, and so we need to extract water cells. So, alright, let's make some empty cells. Oh, wrong bag. Here, you know what, actually, I'm gonna move all of these colored cables and stuff into the computer bag, since I believe that that's actually probably where they're most relevant. And then we've got everything here. And I know we have tin. We have tin right here. Whoop. Get the tin. And let's craft it up. Let's craft up the cells. Now, I wonder here, can I fill up these cells directly from a source? Yes. Okay. So we're going to need an infinite source setup up here. Probably. Oh, dang it. Yeah, that's one thing that's easy to forget, actually, that the water in this version of the game doesn't behave the way it does in future versions. Like, the game's honestly come a really long way since 1.2.5, and it feels very different to go back and deal with some of the changes that were since fixed. And the water is in here. And so, we can take the rest of these empty cells and just kind of spam them, or not necessarily spam them, but we can get this filled up a lot more quickly. As long as we don't take to the corners at once. Alright, so we've got 16 of these, and we need to extract them into coolant cells. So I'm gonna wait for that to do its thing. Oh, turns out that these don't stack, so you have to take them out one at a time. Here, let's get enough to make 5, so let's not use this last water cell. Let's put it in here. There. We'll just make 1 for now, but, here, wait. In the meantime, let's get some of the other ingredients ready. So, we need an electronic circuit, and some copper cables, I believe, so... alright, copper ingot, and then we get these over here, and make enough for a stack, and this should be plenty for now, and this should be done. Alright, so let's make this first overclocker upgrade. It looks like these do have durability, that's probably why they behave the way they do. Let's get this overclocked. Oh man, that's actually a lot faster already. How's the power doing? It looks like it's fine. It looks like it can still keep up. But wait. Oh. It looks like the problem now might be actually getting these fed in fast enough. So let's bring that down a little bit. We want it being fed in just fast enough that it always stays at 64, but not more than necessary. Yeah, so that's cool. I'm gonna see how many overclocker upgrades I can fit in here before it starts drawing a bit too much power. Yeah. Alright, so we've got another one of these made here. Let's see how much this improves the speed of the machine by. That is very considerable. How much lower do we have to make this? Because the thing is, we don't want too many going in, or else it gets very significant backlog. Here, maybe let's see if it how it manages this. That seems to be a little bit too fast. So the question is, do we want items bouncing around in here, or do we want this thing waiting? I think it should be fine if we've got a few items bouncing around in here. It doesn't tend to cause that much lag, especially with this many pipes. Although, yeah, I think this should be fine. Maybe let's add another 50 milliseconds to it. No, that was definitely about where it should be, I think. And I don't know how many overclocker upgrades we really want to add, to tell you the truth. It looks like it can keep up with this alright as it is. And my phone just went off. I'll have to remember to keep that turned off in the future. Although we could make some overclocker upgrades for all of these other machines right here. So that is one thing we could do. Let's see, we've got enough to make 3. So if we made one for the extractor, for the macerator, and for the compressor, I think that would be good. But yeah, I think this is all coming together. We just, honestly, what we need to do is we need to start automating some of this stuff so that we have, maybe potentially automate overclocker upgrade production. And not necessarily something we need to do, but it might be worth doing simply because, I don't know, it's nice to have stuff automated, and because the coolant cells are a bit of a pain. Although, one solution to this with the coolant cells would be simply to have something that auto outputs. You know, like it automatically draws items out. But here, let's get the rest of these made. And 3 overclocker upgrades. We'll just plop these into these machines here. The first overclocker upgrade is easily the most dramatic increase, or at least that's what it seems to be to me. I think I actually don't know the exact mechanism by which it does this, like that how much it decreases the operation time each time it does it. I'm pretty sure the power out cost stays the same, or maybe even increases a little. But, yeah, I don't know by how much. Might have to do, again, research on it. But, right now, I don't particularly care too much. So, yeah, it's fine just the way it is. We might be able to use this time, I don't know, I don't really know what else to do. And we got some machines upgraded. One thing we could do, we could dedicate one of these arrays of solar panels, like maybe separate it off, and maybe get a Mass-Fabricator set up over here. Oh right, I forgot about these MFEs as well. So it looks like it can keep up with this. If we were to get a Mass-Fabricator set up, it definitely wouldn't be able to, though. Which is why, here, let's set it up over here, and I think let's get rid of these cables. And so we'll use 2 of these for overall just main machines, if we need. And then the other we'll be running a Mass-Fabricator off of 12 windmills. Excellent. Yeah. Power generation is definitely something that we're going to want to get done in the next episode, but for this episode, figure may as well just do that. In fact, yeah, I think we should have the recycler running off of this other power grid here either way, though. Simply because the Mass-Fabricator, you can feed as much power into that thing as you want, as far as I'm aware, and it still won't explode. I'm not sure if it has a... like, maybe you can't throw in more than high voltage. Can't have high voltage packets. But, yeah, let's get to doing that. So, after I patch up the glass floor right here, let's see what it takes to make one of these things. Alright, so we need 2 advanced machine blocks, 2 advanced circuits, and a Lapotron crystal. And then I remember when these things were like, ah man, that's what it takes, that's so painful. And I keep saying this, I keep reminiscing over how it's so much easier in these past versions of Minecraft, but I really mean it. Like, it's crazy how this used to be considered like a very difficult recipe to make. And now it's just, oh, well, that's it, that's all we have to do to make it. And so we need a Lapotron crystal, which is very easy to make actually. We just need some electronic circuits, and some lapis. We need, I believe, 6 of that. And for the advanced circuits, what did those take? Alright, so it takes 2 lapis, 2 glowstone, 4 redstone. And so if we need 2 of those, we need 8 redstone, and then 4 lapis and 4 glowstone, as well as 2 circuits. We're running a bit low on the circuits. Might want to make some sort of automated thing to produce those. Maybe that can be in the next episode as well. I'm kinda just making this to make it. Alright, and then we need the 4 more glowstone for that. We need 2 machine blocks. We need to make the advanced alloys, which I believe require refined iron. And, or do they require iron or refined iron? I know that they need tin. Let's see. So yeah, refined iron, bronze, and tin. And we gotta throw these into the compressor. And we also need to get some coal macerated to make the other, the carbon fiber stuff. Let's just macerate a bunch of that, because we can. I'm not sure if that noise being made by the windmills is because they're actually having to do work now, or what the deal is with that. Okay. And then it's going to give us an extra one of these. Let's take that out so that we don't have to deal with that. Get these put in. Electronic circuits. We've got our Lapotron crystal. Boom! 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 Get our advanced circuits. Both of those already knocked out. We need another 4 glowstone. We need to make our advanced machine blocks. We already have enough to make 2 of those. Oh, so we didn't need to make this many advanced alloy. Oh well, no matter. Now, what's really probably going to bottleneck us is this coal dust. Here, let's just take an overclocker upgrade out of this for now. And, yeah. This is going to take a while, so I'm just going to wait for this to do its thing. And I'll be back after we've got all of the required carbon... What are they even called? Here, let's settle it once and for all. The carbon plate. Yes. I just realized something, and it's that we already have a bunch of these, a bunch of coal dust already. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll just put the rest of these back. We're going to need some more coal dust in the future, so I'm going to keep that the way it is. Did I? No. So this one is still overclocked. Let's the question is, do I want to wait for some of this to complete? So we've got all this going. How exciting. Thrilling, even. And basically the moment that you've all been waiting for. Okay. Mass-Fabricator. Let's try and place this somewhere where we're not gonna have to break it very often. I think here is good. And here, let's get a system set up so that we can get the scrap put directly into here, because that's definitely going to be needed. Yeah. Okay. This is gonna make a mess. Let's just get this set up before we start breaking chests. Just because I'd rather not deal with that right now. Anyway, we can just continuously run this all the way over to here. And let's break these. And, yay. Oh, wait. We need to break these as well so that, the closest thing that it can send it to is over here. Okay, so I don't know what direction that the pipes were supposed to be facing towards. Let me see how much scrap is backed up into the system right now. I don't know if any is here. So when it successfully makes one, we'll wait for it to do that. Let's do that together. Come on. You can do it. Here, we'll move this back over here. Come on. Just do it. Just do it! Man, this is worse at producing scrap than I thought. Oh yeah, so that's where it's putting this. Do we already have a UU matter? How fast is this draining? How fast is this draining? Very quickly. So, yeah, this is definitely on a bit of overdrive mode right now. However, I don't know. Should we get a transposer set up to withdraw items from it? Because I don't think it's gonna be that much. Like, I don't think we're gonna get a full stack of this anytime soon. Okay, so we can see these scraps coming over here. This is what I've been waiting for. And does it put it into here? It does. Excellent. So, I might need some sort of system to get the scrap put from here into that over there. But I'm gonna wrap up this episode here. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.